Looking at the next installment of our target-driven planning series, we are going to take a closer look at the first step in our planning process, which is setting our targets. Just kind of getting right into it, the biggest kind of takeaway or key point in this step is to always start from big and work our way to small. Or I kind of like to think of it as we're going to set very general targets, okay, and work our way to very specific targets. All right, so these bigger, more general targets are going to be sort of our program-wide or team-wide goals that we're trying to accomplish, and we're slowly going to kind of break it down even further and further, set smaller targets, smaller, more manageable goals that are going to build up and help us accomplish those large program-wide, team-wide goals that we have set for us. Our second key point here that's going to simplify this step is that we want to kind of break things down into subcategories to set targets for. All right, so there's a lot of different ways you can do this, but just a few examples of how we kind of subcategorize our target setting. Here, the first one is going to be set targets by time period. All right, so this could be, we're going to call this section by period. Okay, you can do these as yearly goals. You can go monthly goals. Next step would be weekly. And then daily goals as well. So just like big to small, okay, we're working big, yearly, whittling all the way down to daily. All right, by time period. You can also think of it too, kind of by season. All right, so we can go off season, pre-season, in season as well, if you want to think of it that way as well. No right or wrong way, whatever works best for you. Another subcategory that you can kind of break things down by is your method of athlete development. All right, so you can set targets. Let's call this our method. So you can set targets for very sport-specific goals. They can be strength and conditioning goals, fitness goals, whatever it is. They can be academic goals. They can be general health and wellness type of goals, so sleep and nutrition, things like that. Anything that is going to contribute to the development of your athletes, you can set targets for as well. Another way you can think of it is break things down by personnel. So we're going to call this section personnel. This can be, you can think within your own team, you can think different position groups. You can think different positions, you can think of it different years or age groups. All right, so you can go, you can have goals for your freshman, your sophomore classes, your junior classes, senior classes, whatever it is, or you can set different developmental levels, so you can have foundational targets, more advanced targets for your athletes that have been with you for a while. You can think of it too, personnel throughout your entire program. All right, so we can go athletes, we can go coaches, general support staff as well, so strength coaches, athletic trainers, academic advisors, anything like that. You can break things down and set targets by personnel as well. So this is just kind of our key points in the first step of our planning process, which is to set our targets. We always start with that. We always work big to small or general to specific, and we like to set different targets for different kind of areas that our program uses. Thank you. Join us next time. We are going to talk about step 2 of the planning process, which is to create our scheme, which is kind of how we are going to hit our targets.